Welcome to Beyond Rockets. Hope you're having a great day. My name is Clark Dunn and I'm your host. Get ready to enjoy some awesome conversations from Huntsville locals about cool work they are doing right here in the Rocket City. You can connect with us on social media at Beyond Rockets, and if you're interested in doing a podcast yourself, I'd love to hear from you. You can visit my website, beyondrockets.com today, or connect with me on LinkedIn at Clark Dunn. Sit back and enjoy this episode of Beyond Rockets. Everything I liked except the way she talked to me every day. This episode is sponsored by Yellowhammer Brewing. Yellowhammer is a local craft brewery serving Huntsville for the past 14 years. They are known for their premium craft beers like their T- and Rebellion, but what you might not know is they also offer spirits, wine, seltzers, and non-alcoholic drinks. Next time you stop by their location, try one of their seasonal cocktails made with the Gemini Bourbon or the Yellowhammer Vodka, or try this year's big hit Pineapple Punch Seltzer. You can find out more information about Yellowhammer Brewery by visiting their website, yellowhammerbrewery.com, or visiting their tap room located at Campus 805. Well, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, I'm excited to have you on. Would you like to introduce yourself, and we'll get started there?
My name is Ricky Fernandez. I'm the marketing and promotions director / game day MC for the Rocket City Trash Pandas. This is my hometown, so a longtime native of the area.
Yeah. Did you always think you were going to stay in Huntsville, or did you envision, I'm going to graduate high school, I'm going to get away, I'm going to go to someplace that has more things, more fun, Huntsville's just not fun enough? Or did you always think, I'm going to live in Huntsville for the rest of my life?
Yeah, that was always the mindset of everybody I went to school with. Was like, I'll just graduate high school, get out of here, get out of Huntsville, and go somewhere that's got more stuff. I always thought the opposite. I mean, from the time I was a kid, you could see this area growing year after year. I mean, when I was a little guy, this whole area is unrecognizable compared to that time. So I always wanted to grow with the city. So I never wanted to leave. I went to college here, got work after college here. I always wanted to see this area grow and grow with it. And that's what's been so great about working with the Trash Pandas. I mean, a new team to the area. We lost baseball in, 2017. There was about a 3 or 4 year period where it left, so it's been cool to be a part of bringing that back to the area and helping, Huntsville become even bigger than it already is.
Yeah, so talk a little bit about your kind of career journey leading up to being and working at the Trash Pandas. I saw you've been in the radio business and a variety of other things in other capacities prior to the Trash Pandas, but just talk a little bit about that and kind of that journey to the position and the career you have today.
Yeah. It was a weird path to where I'm at now, but out of college I went to UAH. So went to college here in town, got an internship at WZYP radio station. And within 6 months I was the producer of the morning show there, the Mojo radio show. Worked there for like 6 or 7 years. And towards the end of my run there, I entered the Name the Team contest for the Rocket City Trash Pandas, which was just baseball in North Alabama at the time. Entered the Name the Team contest, had the owner on the radio show. Me and the host, Mojo, would do these different these like pitches where we'd have sound effects and music and introducing teams, kind of like a soft pitch for my team name idea. And that ended up getting us into the top 10 of the Name That Team contest they were having. We started working events for the baseball team, just like to promote and, for the logo reveal, the name reveal, all the different events they were having on the build up to building this franchise and, finally giving it a name and, a soul behind it. So worked those. And then as time went on, got hired part-time by the team to kind of just, I was hired for a job I was not qualified for at all.
What was that first job that you were kind of working as as just part-time?
Yeah, so I was hired to be like the head of production. So like when you go to a baseball game and you see the video board and all the sound effects and the lights and the reads and the music, there's like a director kind of that runs back there and tells, hey, fire this, play the replay on that, hit sound effects, that kind of stuff. I always chose to do that because that's kind of what I did for the radio station. I'd hit different buttons, go to commercial breaks. So I guess the owner at the time was like, hey, he's got buttons. I got buttons. I got a buttons guy. We'll have him go in there. And then as more people were hired, they were like, yeah, dude, there's a lot more to this than just firing off buttons. But we think you'd be pretty good at this instead, which is my current job. I was promotions manager. And then I have gained a few roles since then. But yeah, luckily they figured out this isn't quite perfect for you, but you would work really well right here. And so yeah, I ended up getting a full-time job after that once they figured out the right position for me. And that was 6 years ago.
Wow. And so you've been there and you've seen the Trash Pandas grow since their first season. This is their 5th season, but their 6th year because of the 1 year not being able to play because of COVID.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about kind of what those first few seasons looked like, the first full season, the second full season, and then versus what it looks like today in 2025 for the experience, the overall hype around the Trash Pandas now here in Huntsville.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any other sports franchises that had the start we had. So I mean, huge momentum building up to the first season, the name, everything. The area was really behind the team, very excited. And then 2020 hits, pandemic, was that March? Everything I remember being in my office and seeing that March Madness basketball tournament got canceled. And when I saw that, I'm going, oh. Yeah. Oh no!
This is not going to be good.
That's $1 billion operation right there. For that to get canceled, that's a big deal. And our first game was supposed to be in April. So years in the making for this first game, and a month shy of it, the season is in jeopardy. So at first it was like maybe a month or so we're going to postpone. Eventually, the entire first season gets canceled on a minor league level. So you can imagine what that's like for a team that is a baseball franchise. Yeah. And you have no baseball games, and you have this brand new stadium and facility and, utensils and all kinds of things in the food and beverage side of the business, all this equipment. And what are you going to do with it? So for the first year, we had to figure out what we were going to do. So we're just hosting random events. We had like kids camps. At one point, we were selling chicken. We sold raw chicken out of a truck. I was a chicken salesman for a little while.
There you go. Add it to the resume.
I'm going, what job did I was so excited for this new beginning. Now I'm selling chicken out in the rain, but loading boxes into people's trucks. I mean, we're doing everything. So that really made you battle hardened. That by the time baseball got here, the next year, 2021, we got mostly a full season. Started maybe a month late, but we got a full year. And by that point, it was easy. It's like now we're actually getting to do what we're paid to do. Yeah. And it was fantastic. I mean, opening night was a sellout. It's been great ever since. We've led the league in attendance. We play in the Southern League, so there's 8 teams across the Southeast. We've led the league in attendance every single year. And that's even with other teams that have got new stadiums since then. And we're still up there. So, I mean, it's been great. If you ever went to the old Huntsville Stars games, you saw Joe Davis Stadium at the end, and you'd see outfield signs that are broken, and the walls would have like calcium, deposits on it. It looked decrepit. And I remember going every year, going like, "Well, I'm sure next year they'll fix that sign." And then you go, and you're like, "No." And then no one's there at the games either. So if you got one heckler out in the crowd, you can hear them yapping the whole time because there's no atmosphere. It's completely different out here. We're so lucky to have it. And I think the people of this area that especially went to games back in the old Huntsville Stars days, at least towards the end of that run, really appreciate what we got going on in here, and it shows.
Yeah, I mean, I think every game I've been to, there's never not, and like there's the crowds are incredible. The lawn is full, the outfield's full, kids are running around. There's things happening, and it is kind of like it is kind of crazy to think about those last few years of the Huntsville Stars and like what it looked like versus kicking off the Trash Pandas. It's been full steam ahead. It hasn't slowed down. It doesn't seem like, and the area around you has also just grown. How much has that, do you think, has affected the growth of the Trash Pandas this year and in the last maybe 2 years as Town Madison has kind of developed around you?
Yeah, no, it's been big. I mean, I tell people every year when they come, especially in the early years when they come to the ballpark, they're like, "Wow, this is really cool." And I'm like, just wait, wait 3 more years, 4 more years, 5 more years. It's going to keep changing and keep growing over there. And it really has been made like another town over there. I mean, I live just down the road, and I mean, I'm always over in Town Madison when we don't have games or whatever, because there's restaurants. My wife's getting her nails done over there. There's whenever we have a party, we're going to get cakes or whatever from the bakery over there. It's really cool of what they build over there, and it's made a community around our entire ballpark. So I love what's going on over there, and I think as it keeps growing too, it's going to make such a special atmosphere. Like I remember going to games in Birmingham for the Birmingham Barons, and there's like I had a buddy that lived in an apartment complex where on his patio you could see the ballpark, and it's just such a cool like atmosphere to want to live over there. So I think if you are some of the people that go to that area, you kind of take pride in it because it's something that's different from this local area. Like I said, you're growing up here and knowing what this area was like 20 years ago, 25 years ago, whatever, even 10 years ago, just how much it's changed. And there hasn't been something like that before. The old Joe Davis, once again, there wasn't like stuff built around it or anything. You just drove out there. There was a ballpark. There was some, there's like the iceplex around it and stuff like that. It's really grown since then. It's got a full soccer team now, like they're even building up that area. So it's been really cool, man. And I think it's just a testament to this area. I mean, it grows every year, and I think you see a very interesting crowd here. It's not necessarily people like myself that are from this area. It's a lot of people from other places that move here and then fall in love with it, and it becomes like a second hometown to them. So I think that they kind of, they take that to heart and really appreciate where they're at.
Yeah, and I think what's also unique, and we see it in a bunch of different sporting arenas across the city, music venues across the city, is activating the stadium and the area of the Trash Pandas into not only just a baseball field.
Right.
Talk a little bit about some of the other things that y'all do throughout the year that allows you to, host college stuff, host fairs, host all sorts of things in and around the stadium.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a full purpose venue over there. We've hosted a fair, I think maybe 4 or 5 times, a big giant county fair. I mean, we're talking like the big Ferris wheel, that big ride that some of them I don't even touch. I mean, I'm a squeamish guy there, and to get up on some of those. But I mean, it's a giant fair. I mean, it takes up like the entire parking lot and then half of the other parking lot on the other side of the road. So stuff like that. We hosted an SEC softball showcase last year. I think it was 12 different college softball teams in the area for a 4 or 5 day tournament, which, I mean, I saw so many local softball players around here getting, you come out to a game of tickets, $10 for that, and you get to watch Division I college softball. You get to meet the players after the game because they're usually playing maybe 2-3 games a day. So they're hanging out in the stands in between games. And I mean, to get to see these little girls, go up there and get a softball signed by, these girls that they look up to. That's their heroes. That's what they want to be doing someday. That's so cool to be able to do. And in a city like this, that allows for it. In these bigger venues or on campus, there's a lot more people around. It's not quite as special, and this is something cool like that. So hosted a lot of college sports, that college softball showcase. Like I said, we've hosted Alabama and Auburn college baseball. We've had them for at least 2 years, I think 3 actually. So very cool stuff there. And we've hosted a football game here as well. Jacksonville State and North Alabama played football there. So we completely transformed the baseball field in a few weeks. Our grounds crew is just amazing. I mean, what they can do. I mean, a softball field, if you know anything about softball, baseball, the difference is the infield's completely dirt for softball. So, I mean, they had to rip up the grass in February, turn it into a softball field, bring in a new fence. Then once that gets done, we got college baseball games in March. So then they have to relay grass, turn it back into a baseball field. And it happened if you didn't know that there was a softball field there, you would have had no idea. Same thing with a football field. I mean, there's no dirt on a football field. So a lot of grass brought in. You got to completely change the dimensions. You got to bring in field goals. It's wild. So, I mean, it's a really cool venue. And then, in the holidays, we turn it into a big drive-through light show. We've done that for 5 years now. So that was kind of a big thing when COVID hit. It's like, what are we going to do? Well, we got Christmas coming up. What about a drive-through light show? That'd be safe for people to allow you to enjoy the holidays, and it'll give us something to do. So there's all kinds of possibilities. I mean, companies are having events up in the club all the time. So it's just, it's a big venue, and we use it quite a bit.
Yeah. I mean, it's incredible just to see, the popularity of, I think, sports in North Alabama has just exceeded any expectation. I think that I'm a Huntsville native as well. Any expectation I ever thought 10, 15 years ago that we would ever be at this level. The Havoc is great. The Trash Pandas are great. The soccer team is great. Like, there's just so much, and people often are season ticket holders of all three, and that's what they do. As we sit here in June, I guess the end of June of 2025, how has the 2025 season gone so far for the Trash Pandas, and kind of what is the expectation? This episode will release mid-July. What are some things that people could be a part of, go to, when's the season end, all of those good things?
Okay. So yeah, I mean, with minor league baseball, we're a AA affiliate for the Los Angeles Angels. So every year you have a different team, which is a little different than the Huntsville Havoc. They got, you get attached to some of the players that are there year after year. They become crowd favorites. That's something that's really awesome for them. And it shows. I mean, they're posting sellouts all the time. They got a great crowd. They're winning championships. It's awesome. I think same thing for the soccer team. They're a minor league team of the MLS team, but I don't think there's as much movement as there would be in baseball. Where baseball, I mean, you start the year with a team, and by the end of the season, it's a completely different team. I mean, the draft in baseball happens mid-season, so when that happens, a lot of guys, they either get cut or called up. You bring in the new guys, and so it's always changing. So with our league, the first half of the year, it actually just ended. You get one record. And at the end of that year, whoever has the top record in each division gets a playoff spot. So just here at the start of this week, actually, they've completely restarted. So the records are 0-0.
Wow.
And now the second half of the year, whoever leads there gets the second playoff spots, and then they go at it. Just in our second year, we won the division and made it to the playoffs, it's really tough to do. If you have
especially with the teams changing so much, it's hard to have that. I mean, these players are here at the Trash Pandas to get to the next level,
right?
And so with that turnover, it's not like it's it's part of it. It's not a bad thing, but it is a hard thing to kind of keep that team chemistry that some people might think baseball doesn't have, but it's super important to have that chemistry amongst the players. And with turnover, I mean, it makes it difficult.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's cool too. Cause if you look at the LA Angels roster right now, I saw the starting lineup. Out of the 9 guys, 7 of them were Trash Pandas just a few years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. And they're all playing really good. So, I mean, it makes you a fan. I've never been in a Los Angeles Angels fan, never been to Los Angeles. I didn't know nothing about them, but now I get to see these guys who I used to talk to, and they would ask you questions like, "Hey man, are you guys going to do that dance in the middle of the 6th inning again?" And you're like, is this guy getting ready to face a 100-mile-an-hour fastball? And he's asking me about if we're going to do a dance in the 6th inning. That's such a cool thing. And to see those guys, be successful is awesome. So, this year, just restarted there. We got a lot of great prospects on the team. Excited to see what happens this second half. We didn't win the division in the first half. I believe Chattanooga and somebody else got the 2 spots. But like I said, it restarts. So it's a brand new season again. And we play through mid-September there. So if they win the division there, they go to the playoffs, and we'll have a little more baseball at the end of the year. But we've got plenty of games coming up this year. Like I said, the season goes through the end of September. And if you're an old Huntsville Stars fan like I am, we end the year with a celebration of our local sport. So we always have a Huntsville Havoc night. And then we always have a Huntsville Stars night where we throw it back to the old days. We own the Stars name and all that. When they moved to Biloxi, Mississippi, which is one of the teams we play. But we own the Huntsville Stars name, the jersey. So we always bring back a throwback jersey, a hat. Yeah, to kind of give, for me and all the people I grew up with, whenever we get Stars gear in the store, it's gone.
Yeah, I bet.
Everyone's asking me, hey, can you get me this, whatever. So we've got those coming up. That is August 28th. Is Huntsville Stars night, and we're bringing back one of the biggest names of Huntsville Stars past, one of the biggest names in baseball, for better or for worse. Jose Canseco is going to be here on Thursday.
Wow.
Yeah, August 28th for Huntsville Stars night. It's the 40th anniversary of the first season for the Stars.
Wow.
So every year we have old players come back. They have a luncheon. They, they do a thing in the stadium club that day, and then we have a ceremony on the field beforehand. So it's the first time Jose has come back to the Rocket City since Parkway Jose was, hitting bombs back in the 80s. So that's going to be really cool. And then the next day is Friday, August the 29th, is Huntsville Havoc night. So we'll have the players out there. We'll have, they got inflatables, all kinds of games. we'll theme the night around them. I think we had a guy slap shot a first pitch last year. So
That's cool.
It got a little hockey flair there, but yeah, just a little celebration of the area, and this year really doing some cool stuff around it.
Yeah, and so I mean, as your role in kind of taking over into being the game day MC, what is I think I mean when people see the MCs of any sporting events, they're always like, oh, like obviously you have a great voice for it. What are things that maybe you didn't see coming when you became the MC? As even though you were in radio prior, like you had some of that experience, what was maybe different about being an MC for a baseball team versus what it looked like being on a radio station?
Yeah, well, I mean, when you're on radio, it's like this right now. You're in a room, you're talking, but no one's looking at you. It just goes out there, and if it's received well, if it's received poorly, you have no idea. In your head, you might know, but you really don't. When you're working a game and there's 7,000 people in the stadium and now there's a camera in front of your face and it's the first year and most of these people, they might not even know who you are. Good luck. Here you go.
Yeah.
In 3, 2, 1. So that was a bit of an adjustment. I know, like, probably my first 20 or 30 games, I'm going out there, I'm like looking in the mirror like, all right, here we go. You got this, buddy. This is
and like and the feedback from the fans is immediate. So like know if something is not hitting or if something is hitting.
Right.
And then there's probably, like, depending on the night, depending on the day, depending on the time of year. I mean, there's things that worked really well maybe in April, and now in July, like the crowd's just not the same. They're at a different. So the things that you would say, maybe there is some consistency, but then there's also like you just got to like everything out of your mouth is probably just like, let's see what the crowd says. Okay, the crowd like that. We'll continue in that direction. Or
absolutely,
I can't hear any response. Let's go in a different direction.
Dude, you're so right, and it's great. A big thing I learned is like every crowd is different. Depending on what the theme night is, and if our sales team brings in 1,000 people from one organization, maybe that organization is there more to kind of network, or it's been a long year, they're just hanging out with employees, taking a load off. Maybe they're not paying attention to the game so much. Where some crowds, they're there on a Friday, Saturday. They want to enjoy the game. They want to see the entertainment. They're really invested in every single thing that happens on the field. And those crowds are fantastic because no matter what you do, they're reacting. So it does. It changes from night to night. You get a different crowd, and you can kind of, like, I'm able to identify it now where I go, okay, this is going to be a good one. Or it's like, these guys might not really care what's going on out here tonight. They're just happy to be out and having a cold beverage.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very interesting. But like you said, you do kind of gauge it, and you have to go, you're just living on your
moment
feet.
to moment.
Yeah, just listen to the crowd, and it can be interesting. I mean, you have sometimes you go out there and something will just fall flat, and you know it. And you got to keep finishing through because you still got another 30 seconds or whatever. But then you also have times where something hits big. And I mean, I remember I got goosebumps the other day for a crowd reaction. We get on the dugout and we have a guy putt a golf ball from one end to the other end. We've been doing it for like 3 years. For the first time ever, somebody hit it the other day.
Wow.
Crowd exploded. It was probably the loudest they got all night. They didn't react like that to anything on the field, but that was insane. And I mean, I got goosebumps on my arm. Like, that was such a cool moment. And people talked about it for, like weeks after that when it was posted to social media. So there's a lot of highs, a lot of lows, but after you do it for a while, you kind of figure out how to adjust.
Yeah. And I mean, it's I think the diverse amount of theme nights you have, I think one of the most unique theme nights is bringing your cat to the stadium. Talk a little bit about how that happened.
Yeah.
And what that response has looked like. Because every time I see it, my wife's like, we should just bring the cats. I was like, they would hate it. So how did that kind of come up on the marketing side, and what has been the response from the community?
I get it, man. I got a cat too, and I'm like, I would never bring my cat.
Never.
He's insane. I brought him to the vet the other day, and on the paperwork it said exams cut short due to, quote, extreme aggression. And I'm like, that's not a cat that should be going to a baseball game.
Yeah.
But you see cats there all the time, and it's crazy when there's a camera shot out on the berm, which is a sloped grass area at the end of the first base line. You can set up a blanket, just hang out there. That's where a lot of the people who bring their cats go. And you'll see a camera shot out there, and it'll just be a cat
Just chilling.
hanging out on the grass, licking its paws, doing that whole thing, watching a ball game. And I'm like, I can't even imagine
No.
doing that with my own cat. And you see a bunch of that stuff. So I remember when we first put that out there, like take me out to the ball game night, bring your cat, enjoy a game. Local media really picked it up, and on social media, you know how people are on social media. Oh, I can't believe they're bringing cats out. I'm like, we're not bagging cats and forcing them to go to the game.
You don't have to bring your cat.
You don't have to do it. Like me and you, we realized this would be a bad idea.
My cats would not enjoy this.
No, but if you got a cat that's chill and just hangs out on the grass and whatever, bring your cat out. Why not? It's just one night. And when we did it, it was great. So many people brought their cats. They hung out. Some would bring them in carriers. Some would let them loose. But it was such a cool atmosphere. Like I said, in the camera shots, you're seeing cats. When you're walking around the concourse, you see a little kitty. You go over there and pet.
Cool.
So we've done it. We did it again this year, Cat Night 2. And same thing, man. It's just it's another kind of different day to bring to the ballpark. We have our dog days every Wednesday, so we had to give one to the cats too.
Awesome. Well, I mean, I appreciate you being here today. I think it's incredible to see that you've been a Huntsville native, you've stayed here, you've seen Huntsville grow, and now you're a part of the growth of the Trash Pandas. We'll be sure to have everything in the episode notes, links to everything. So if anyone's listening and they want to see what theme nights, what's happening with the Trash Pandas, when they can get their tickets, links will be in the episode notes. But I appreciate you being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. Have fun.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Beyond Rockets. Don't forget you can subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen and on YouTube at Beyond Rockets. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at Beyond Rockets to stay up to date with new episodes as they are released. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you enjoyed.